Mongoose Jake here. We got a video I've been wanting to do for some time now on the different types of shifters. Now, there's pretty much three main types of shifters. You can break it actually down into two main groups, triggers or twist shifters, but in reality, the trigger shifters you can actually break down into two individual categories themselves, Shimano or Sram. Now, the difference that most people won't be familiar with is the fact that I have them here on a handlebar, just mounted up, a couple of left side shifters, so you can see the difference. If you look close, they look fairly similar actually, even at a close look. The difference comes when you actually put your hand on the handlebar and try to shift. You can click it on the bottom. This is a Dior up against a X5 shifter here, and you have both of them have a bottom trigger here, push to shift up, and then with the Sram you can tap up with your thumb, so it's all thumbs here. This would be about the angle you would see it if you were mounting it up on a bike. It's shift up, shift back down. The Shimano, on the other hand, you shift into your harder gear there, but then you use your index finger to pull. I'll flip it up so you can see that. This is the motion that a Shimano trigger uses. Shift with your thumb, shift back up or down, depending on the way you're shifting. This is the left side, so this will be a downshift. This is your upshift on the left, and this is your downshift. The Sram, however, upshift, upshift, or downshift, upshift, downshift. See, this is all thumbs, allows you to keep your hands on the handlebar at any given time. This is how your Shimano setup would look as if it was set up on a bar. Got my lock-on grip here, I have a mechanical lever, and there's that Shimano Dior trigger. Now, Shimano Dior has two shifts per downshift, which on the right side, this is the downshift, shift into an easier to pedal gear. You know, if you go by the numbers, this would be shifting towards 1. This is shifting towards 9, because this is a 9-speed trigger. The reason why, of course, everybody knows if you follow my channel, I prefer twist over triggers. But the reason why, if I had to run triggers, I'm going to run SRAM, is the fact that you have to actually have two fingers off the bar at any given time. And this actually removes your index finger, which I tend to ride at any given time with my index finger resting on my brake lever. With a Shimano, I must pull my finger off, go down to hit that, and then back up. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but trust me, out on the trail, you really don't want to give up that. Now, I'm going to set this down, move on to my favorite, the twist setup. Okay, now with a twist setup, it's very, very simple. Part of your grip, as you can see, the grip section is a little shorter. Part of your grip is enlarged and is actually the shifter body itself. Now, on this setup, you can rest your index finger on the brake lever at all times, which with hydraulic brakes you can do one finger braking to actually come to a full stop. And to me, I can shift one in each direction at any time, and I actually keep my finger ready for braking while I'm shifting. And if you notice, my grip is fully on the bar. There isn't a gap where I'm resting a finger, my thumb on my trigger, and then finger on the brake lever or finger on the trigger. It's simply thumb wrapped around the bar, grabbing, and then if you want to grab a bunch of gears at once, you can remove your finger off that. Go as many as you want in either direction. And that also applies on to your left side. You can shift all the way, either direction, and while you're lightly pedaling, it will actually match that with the derailleur. Now, I do have one trigger setup that I currently ride, and that is the Sram. Now, I'm going to angle this under here so you can see. Mounted up, it's a slim design, and again, keep your hand wrapped completely around. You can quickly push that, and upshifts downshifts are both accomplished with your thumb, which leaves your hand free to rest on that brake lever or hold firmly onto the bar. You can keep that brake lever at the ready and upshift, downshift as much as you want. Your finger's always on that brake lever, ready to stop at any second, or fully gripped onto the bar. Personally, the SRAM trigger has a slight ergonomic advantage. I know there's going to be Shimano fans that always are going to be Shimano fans, and that's why shifters, like many things when it comes to mountain bikes and cycling in general, they're personal preference. But just my take on this, my personal choice, I'm always going to run SRAM, whether it be trigger or twist. I just feel they offer a ergonomic advantage. I'm not even going to get into performance on this video, because this is just simply about the function. I prefer the thumb-only operation of SRAM triggers. You can, see the advantage. You're not having to use your index finger whatsoever. I'll even hold it there so you can see. And it's very responsive, quick to do, versus what I think is more of a, this is a more instinctive, whereas you have to think through the process of a Shimano. Once you've rode it for, even a couple of weeks, the Shimano becomes pretty intuitive itself. But I just much prefer the ergonomic advantage that the SRAM trigger has. And of course, if you've watched my videos, you've seen on my mountain bikes, I run twist shifters on every mountain bike I have other than my single speed. Which of course I don't run any shifters on that because, again, you have the ergonomic advantage and a functional advantage with the twist of being able to, at any given second, let's say you're riding downhill and you hit a sharp G out into a tight corner that has an uphill climb to it, you can go from all the way up here, 7th, 8th, 9th gear, all the way down. And with a quick pedal, the derailleur matches what you've done with the shifter, and you're good to go. And again, you can make small changes while keeping that finger ready available anytime you need it for that brake lever. So I just feel that the SRAM products offer an ergonomic advantage that's hard to match with the Shimano products. And the Shimano fans out there might say, well, Shimano makes twist shifters as well, but the reason why I left them out is quite simply the Shimano triggers only come in two forms. The Shimano twisters come in two forms. The ones designed for internal hubs, which don't apply to mountain biking as of yet, other than the roll-off geared hubs, which I'm not going to review because it's expensive, heavy, and I don't own it. And the other form that Shimano has the shifters in twist form is on lower end models designed to be on $100 bikes. And just personally, I'm not gonna do a review on a product that has had inferior reliability, because the Shimano twisters perhaps have been widely regarded as less reliable than even the lower end SRAM. This is a SRAM X7, and this is what I would personally recommend. X5, X7 twisters. That's my personal favorite, but if you just can't live with the twist design, I highly recommend going with SRAM's triggers just for that easy ergonomic action that they have. Again, this is Mongoose Jake going over the different styles of shifters you have out today. And if you have any questions, comments on any of the three designs, leave it in the section below.